evidence of what their marriage is like or what they're supposed to be doing or anything that's been in the tabloids or press. I think I want to respect the marriage as a marriage. Period. I'm going into these.
Yeah, I think it was important because the conversation that we started out having about this perspective of, being married and stuff like that. And then I honestly think there are things that we say that we speak something other than
Let's go into it. Let's go into it clean. Let's go into it clear. And let's just watch and see what we see.
We specifically never said anything.
Yes.
First of all, like, I don't think I know what I'm talking about, but I don't like the way he looks in here. Like, I feel like I just want to go hug him. Not like, it was supposed to feel like,
But and I'll get this. What they're doing right now is completely
they are Olivia moving their situation.
But no, really, they're controlling the narrative, and so because they're controlling the narrative, they're already letting us know that this is something that they kept silent. Jada, Will and Jada have always been very protective, regardless of
Right?
and the idea that they kept these things silent. What they're saying, what they're literally saying is that okay, we've been forced to
4.5 years ago, which means you have a 26-year-old boy, came to you sick, and she said, I wanted to help him. I wanted to help him with health, whatever else it was. To me, as an almost 40-year-old woman, aka you were mothering him. You took it upon you to mother him. Right, baby.
But what I'm saying is that he pointed out something very important. They were finished with each other. They were at a separation point. Mm-hmm. Okay. Separation is not a divorce. You know, one thing that we believe in is in functioning or working separations where you get away from each other in order to heal, but that does not mean you violate the marriage. Okay. But what I'm saying is you're looking, when he says that identifies something here.
Right.
There's always a subtext. And what we're looking at is what we were talking about before, that mothering, the idea that in order, because I'm not with my man, my husband, mm-hmm. I'm looking out for what makes me happy. And what makes me happy as a powerful woman, because Jada Pinkett is, you know how I feel about Jada Pinkett Smith. She's a very powerful woman.
Yes.
And with that idea, because they're powerful individuals singularly, mm-hmm. or individually. So, but a woman is still a woman, and she will always, if it's available, she will find her place in a man who needs her. So here you go. You find a broken man. Jesus. Or a broken man is already in your midst. Mm-hmm. He's attractive. He's young. But Jada doesn't need anybody to tell her she looks good. She doesn't need to feel any good. She's not looking for self-fulfillment in a sense that I need to feel better about myself in that way. She's looking for purpose. And that's where the breakdown comes in at. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Myself.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. We
were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think
what you did
from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement. with August. One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself. Because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think, so, I mean, because this is your red table and you like brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
I keep seeing that.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
That's the problem right there. Because she wasn't looking for happiness outside of herself. She wasn't chasing a dude. She was looking for
Fulfillment. Self-fulfillment.
In someone else. And I do see where what I'm looking for is those glimpses of weaknesses that caused her or it made her able to do that. It was in the midst of a separation. She said I was hurting.
Yes.
And she said I was in pain. So now she's in a place where she's hurting and she's in pain. Why is she hurting and in pain? If she implies that it's because of the breaking of her marriage, then there's a place to be fulfilled. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she never had to lean on, she never had to, as far as we know, right? Pour into Will as a broken person. She never, they're both headstrong people.
Right. And I think as women, this is where a lot of times, let's just say we have a great marriage, but we're still feeling unhappy, unfulfilled. And because now you're also dealing with someone whose kids were probably getting to that age of grown, didn't need her anymore either.
Exactly.
And so when you get to a place like, I'm very unhappy, I'm very broken, I'm very unfulfilled, before you start looking outside of everything else that you have going on, what has just happened in my life, in my direct sphere of influence that has that has made me basically unhappy in this place? So because we put our purpose into our husbands, our family, our children, when those things go in a different direction, when they don't need us anymore and it's just us left with, we have no idea who we are after that, because we've spent years, in her case, probably 18, 19, 20 years, 23 years, if you count Trey, being something, a mother for all of these people in your life. And now it's like, I'm unhappy because we don't maybe realize that we've been putting ourselves away for the sake of our family.
There you go.
And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
So we come into the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So you during that time launched into an interaction.
You're absolutely right.
She looks very like, oh, like what else is he coming with? Because that last question she wasn't expecting.
You're absolutely right. He's also pointing, okay, when a man continues to say, okay, what did you do? What's going on? What's happened? How did you get here? What he's doing is he's beckoning for you to leave. Now, women do the same thing, but they do it a little bit different and they do it a little bit more aggressive because a woman is hurt in a way that she can articulate her hurt in a very focused way. A man tries to be logical. I'm not saying he's hurt now. I would say.
So would you say he feels hurt because of the resurface?
I do. Anything that's
especially after coming out of a bad relationship or you're trying to rediscover yourself or whatever. Find ways to serve other people. Not to look in relationships, but find ways to serve other people because they're about to feel purpose. Unfortunately, she did not have it. Yes. Feeding the hungry. We're in the middle of a pandemic right now. How can you help your community around you if you're going through this in a way that doesn't put you in a position to harm yourself or damage yourself even more or damage somebody else?
where his name is son. He said, I feel like I'm the person who has to support my wife. His name was son in the midst of what she was doing in the scripture. Now, here's the issue. Go ahead and finish your thought.
And the reason why, and I get whether you and Will have gotten through this and y'all call it in transgression between each other or not is one thing. But I think they're talking about themselves as if it's just them in this scenario. And first, you have Thomas, who initially trusted you to help him in this situation. And it turned, and I don't know who made what move, who did what, but initially there was supposed to be a situation where you were helping someone. And then for that to turn into a relationship, only for you to then become broken and go back to your husband, that is a transgression. That is a great transgression. And we don't know how your children dealt with this yet, because he is the same age as Christ. And probably just a few years older than Jacob. So now you've broken the trust as a parent that says, now can I trust you around my friends? That is, in my opinion, I feel like that is a transgression that you need to own up to and need to work through as a grown person.
Here's the problem. We do what she was doing, and what we tend to do, what we say. Again, they're going to be dealt with this, so we don't know how they dealt with it or what they've done with it. Any kind of interaction that was deeper than this right here.
Of course, we're only getting surface.
We're only getting surface because this is their life. But the thing is that she's calling it a healing. That's not a healing. She's misdirected. Healing is healing from the start. This is a character development. This is a character flaw. This is an issue that I did of my own because I was weak in this area. I'm sorry. You see what I'm saying? This is where she was. And when you correction with healing, then what you're doing is you're not taking accountability, which we talked about earlier. What did you do? Why did you do this? Now, think about what about you? Those are discussions. So he's asking us to put in place.
I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in the just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what. And you really can't know that.
You see that?
I don't want to go through this no more. Like it mess up if you want to.
Listen, I can't.
That was him saying that hurt me. Like, I don't want to go through this anymore.
So I would love for you to know. I would love to know what she said. I'm sorry. Not that I wish it had. Not ambiguous or vague or but I wish I had not done it. Perhaps that happened as far as the I would because that's necessary for other women to understand women who cheat. That's necessary for men to see because men peek into this kind of stuff. It's necessary for men to
I see a lot of men coming through. I've seen a few men coming through and really championing the staying of them together. And I think it's because we have a lot more men probably who have had to sit on the other side of this than not. And so I've seen several men like, yeah, you gotta go through some things. Yeah, like Billy said, it ain't for the weekend, it's playing it hard. Absolutely. But you shouldn't have to go through it.
You don't have to. You will.
Which is like, But after this, because now you've walked this
that are way bigger than this. And I think people have had too less of a life to really be fixated on Jada and Will. I don't mean to be smacking anybody's hands. We're taking the time to look at this because we're curious and we wanted to look at it in a fair way.
Right.
Because I didn't like everything that was going on across my timeline, but I wasn't going to just argue with anybody because I haven't talked to these people. All I can do is observe and see what I'm seeing. But at the end of the day, thick skin. Will it hurt? Absolutely. Thick skin doesn't mean you don't get hit. What it means is you don't let the hit knock you